Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing kind of like a trade recap and also documenting my journey to passing 100K FTMO challenge. Um, so this is currently how the challenge account is looking. Right, we're up about 1.6%. If I zoom out, we say we have a 10% profit target. Phase one is going pretty well. I took like a one loss, one win. The win rate is kind of irrelevant because I took multiple small positions. I took one break even, so you can see my profits for the month. So it's going pretty well. In terms of the personal account, I had 25% tax that came off last month, so it put me down a bit, but it's currently up to 377 US dollars from $100, so about a 4x on the account. I'm gonna keep growing this, adding in a bit every month. Hopefully, gonna grow it to like 1,000, 2,000 pretty soon. So I'm gonna be pulling basically all of these funds on my funded account into my personal account, right, and grow that. I'm looking to make about 5%, 5 to 8% per month on this funded. I think it's very possible. So we'll see how this goes. I learned from my last challenge not to over risk, not to over leverage, take it slowly. I'm going to be risking a maximum 1% per trade. I ended up risking a bit less in the beginning, about 0.8, then grew it a bit to build a buffer. This is a trade I took last week. Unfortunately, I closed it out at about 1 to 3 just because I wanted to secure some profits. Um, but as you can see, it ran up to already almost all the way to 1 to 6. I actually did predict that I was going to run up to this point, even overtake it, but I wanted to take some profits, just build a bit of a buffer. So yeah, you can see those that was a pretty nice trade. Now, just to give you a bit of a recap, right, of why I took this trade, we can see obviously the weekly is pretty bullish. You can say that this is kind of a breakdown in terms of the structure, but I don't really see this as like a structure point, right? I kind of see the whole area here as a one structure point, then a pullback, and then I ended up looking at for this daily support level, right? Support. I got a really nice entry on this. So as soon as we got a small break and retest, start pushing up, I took this and it just kind of flew up. So this was a really nice trade. As you can see, the daily was actually bearish, but then we started shifting bullish, and I just kind of knew because it was hitting this, as you can see, like this really large demand area where price pushed up beforehand, right? This area right here. I knew that I was going to kind of give this big push. So I'm looking for demand area, supply and demand, support and resistance, kind of same thing. Looking to have all time frames in sync. You can see the monthly is very bearish on this pair. It's going to be interesting to see what ends up happening once it gets to here because we had a lot of consolidation and we had this big supply area right here. But anyways, I'm not kind of focused on the long term, just catching these short term intraday plays. Now trades for this week. Um, One of my top pairs I'm looking for is going to be USD JPY. We can see the weekly has switched from being very bearish to being bullish now. I think we can reach at least these levels right here. So that's one of my top trades. We can see the daily is being bullish still, right? The only thing I don't like about this is that the 4 hour is bearish, but it looks like the 1 hour is starting to align to be bullish. So um, again, a bit tricky here, but I probably would be taking something like this um, and targeting these areas up here, right? And what you guys need to understand in trading, it's not about taking the most trades, it's about finding the highest quality trades, or it's not about even predicting where the market is going to go all the time. You know, if I was looking at this pair objectively, I could say from this point to this point, it's the 50%, or from here to here, it didn't reach the 50%, still has a pullback. But you want to look in the short term, kind of what the price is doing, where is it going, and where can you take these plays, right? So this is one of the top pairs, very strong daily resistance, monthly zone, and I think this is going to start just shooting up. We can catch a really nice trade with this. So I'm going to risk 1%. One to make 6% is really nice. On my personal account, I think I'm going to be risking about 40 to 50 bucks per trade, as the account is now at $377. So doing an aggressive scaling on that account. Another top account for the week is this one. I've been trying to catch this same trade a few times with no success. This one was a winner, but I didn't hold it all the way up to here. I think that this week, this could be a really nice long-term play, and it really has the opportunity to get up all the way to this point or somewhere near there. Uh, as you can see, the weekly is very bullish. You can see all these inefficiencies have kind of been filled up to the 50%. So if we take that top point, it's hit the 50%. And again, this is just looking at ranges, right? Looking at has it reached the kind of discount areas? All of these have been reached. It looks solid. We had a big push down, took out some of these other levels down here, grabbed some price action, and it's reacted. So I think there's a really good chance that we could be taking out these levels and just really pushing this week. Also, the weekly kind of give a rejection candle. The daily is, holding this level, but as soon as we have like a nice just break and retest, like a push just above, all I need to see is a body close above this, retest, and I'm going to be taking that. So this is another trade. This could be a really insane risk to reward. If you catch something like that, and if you end up holding it all the way up to here or somewhere near there, this could be a massive trade. So this is one trade I'm looking at. So these two are going to be the top pairs. Gold is really interesting. I took a short on this. I took a loss on this last week as it's just been pushing up so high. I feel like it had to have a pullback. I was actually in profit for around a 1-to-1, 1.5, but I don't take profits until I hit at least a 1-to-2. So I ended up taking this down move, and then it reversed on me, and it kind of came to my break-even point. So I closed it around break-even and a bit of a loss. So really interesting price action. I'm not going to be taking this for a short just because it's having such a hard time pushing downwards, and the monthly and daily are just so bullish. And the daily's also kind of, or the weekly has created a doji. So I'd actually be looking for a long on this. If we get above there and take that as a long, we can take it to above these areas right there. So that's one option. AOD CHF, again, it's a bit rangy, less of my favorite pair. It's been really choppy lately, but as you can see, the weekly is very bearish. We've been just dumping with price action. We did kind of retrace within the range to around the 50% level. Um, and we did kind of go from being bullish to bearish, right? So this is another potential trade that we can look into. Uh, Euro AUD, same thing. It's a bit of ranging and it's a bit, um, kind of consolidating, but another long from here up to there. GBP AUD, I'm looking for maybe a potential short, but I would have to get a really nice reversal pattern right here to take this. I would need to see something like a shift of structure to take that. And again, these are just kind of general trade ideas you can implement. And then GBP NZD, this is the trade that we took. So I hope this kind of helps. I'm going to be documenting my journey. Let me know if you'd like to see these kind of breakdown videos and trade breakdowns, and if you find them helpful. Subscribe to the channel. Also check out my Instagram because I post a lot of kind of live trades over there. And yeah, looking forward to passing this. I think it's not going to be a problem to pass this. It maybe take 2, maximum 3 months to pass, but I think 2 months to pass this and then another month to get a payout. So yeah, feel free to follow along for the journey. Peace.